Hey you guys, welcome to another episode of You and Rusty. Today we're going to be talking about 5 things that I do every morning which help me have a productive day. Now this is not entirely my morning routine because these things can flip around from being done first or being done second. But these are the 5 things that I do definitely every morning and it helps me have a really productive day. Now you might want to include this in your life, you might already be doing this, but let's just begin. Okay, so the first thing that I do every morning is that I already, when I go asleep at night, I keep my phone all the way across the room so that I do not have the tendency to pick it up at night and scroll Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. But every morning when I do get up to switch off my alarm, it is really difficult to not use the phone right then. And this is the first trick. You don't use your phone in the morning, at least for the first 30 minutes since you have woken up. And because when you do that, you tend to go back right into bed and you tend to have this tendency to just keep scrolling and check your notifications. And I had to work really hard to get rid of that desire to check my notification. And that's thing number one that I do every morning. Switch off the alarm, just stand right up and not use your phone in the morning, at least for the first 30 minutes. Now, thing number two, and this is something that I saw on a video on Facebook from a motivational kind of a video on Facebook, and it really changed my life. The next step is that the moment you wake up, you make your bed. For example, you fold the sheets, you keep the duvet inside, you make up the bed, and what this does is that it makes the bed too good so that you can't go back and lie in it. And what it does psychologically, it tells you that you now have woken up, you can't go back into bed, and on certain mornings it does get kind of difficult to do that. But if you do the second step, if you make your bed, like switch off your alarm, make your bed, and then just sit down and tend to work, I think it'll change your life for the better, because this is one trick that I've been using over the course of the last 2 years, I think, and it really gets me motivated in the morning to work and get in the right mindset right from the start. Okay, so 2 things done. You don't use your phone and you make your bed. And the third thing that I do is I put water to boil for my lemon, honey and ginger tea. On some mornings it's green tea, on some mornings it's black coffee, but these days I'm drinking lemon, honey and ginger tea. So I put the water to boil and I go and brush my teeth. And while the water is boiling, it takes around 5 minutes for the water to boil, and it is just the perfect amount of time for me to brush my teeth and freshen up my face and drink that early cup of tea. And now, why is it important for us to drink that tea is because it gives me that sense of refreshment, and lemon and ginger and honey are really good for your skin, and they're really good for your early morning hydration, and it puts you in the right sense of mind to start your day on a right note, on a bright sunny morning road. I mean, it's cloudy outside, but it does put you in a refreshing mood. You've brushed your teeth, you've made up your bed, you've not used your phone and you have a cup of tea in your hand, and you can now just get down to work. Which brings us to the fourth step that I use on the daily, which is have my cup of tea, sit down in front of my there's my laptop, sit down on this chair in front of my laptop and write my daily journal. My daily journal, I've spoken about this in my previous videos as well, is just a thing that I do every morning where I write down a couple of tasks for myself which I want to achieve, which will be the highlights of my day, where I also write down a few other tasks if I can achieve which will make my day even better, and I write down a couple of thoughts that run in my head, and on the time that I'm drinking my tea, another 30 minutes, and I keep writing. It puts the day into perspective. It puts what I have to achieve in the day in perspective. It puts my schedule in perspective, and since these days we're not doing a lot of things, it is really helpful to get into the right frame of mind to begin working, to begin your day on a high productive note. And actually, thing number 5 sprouts off right where the journal ending ends. I get up, I switch on my laptop, my tea is over, I do a little bit of exercise. Sometimes I would just go for a little walk, a 15-minute walk, or I would just exercise right in my room or in my kitchen. I do a bunch of pull-ups, I do a bunch of push-ups, some nice body weight exercises because I can't go to the gym right now. If I could, I would have put in an hour of the gym early morning, because early morning gym is any day better than doing it late at night. But that is step number 5. And once you have exercised for about 15, 20, 30 minutes, you go take a bath and then you begin the rest of your day. Now this is a morning routine of sorts, but I did not want to put it into a routine category because sometimes I do some of these things, sometimes I do not do some of these things, and sometimes the order is flipped around depending upon my mood. But these 5 things, when I do them every morning, I've realized that the mornings that I do these 5 things, my day tends to be a lot more brighter. I tend to be a lot more cheerful. And of course, you plan your breakfast after you've taken a bath, or you plan your breakfast before you go and take a bath. Sometimes I do it before, sometimes I do it after, depending upon what I'm having for breakfast. Some days it's cereal, some days it's just milk and butters and banana bread. all of these things, not milk and butter, bread and butter. But I think that's about it. These are the 5 things that I do every morning, or I try to do every morning, which you can inculcate in your life, and maybe it helps you improve your early morning routine. As always, thank you so much for watching this video till the end. On this channel, we come up with productivity tips and things that I do to make my life more productive, and maybe you can learn from it every week, every Wednesday. So make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.